over there cutting all the way up.
Hey, it's Friday, y'all.
Happy Friday. I am Tony Bailey Rains. We're going to change this up. I'm Tony Bailey Rains, one of your co-hosts. Happy to be here on Friday.
And I'm Brian Bach. Welcome to episode 183, season 4.
And I was frozen there for a minute. I'm Jamal Smith. I'm going to turn the music down because although it's nice, it's too loud. What he said and what she said. TGIF. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 183, season 4. It is Friday. It's a beautiful day. What do we do normally on Fridays? We tell you what's happening, again, with the announcements. And then we share what we possibly may do and attend for the weekend. So let's get on to it. So before we actually do that, Tony actually did attend the event yesterday at the Paseo. Their, the Jazzy Jams event. And she said it was... She said
amazing.
It was all right. She said it was all right. No, I'm just playing. She
it was fire.
Don't you bring me no bad news.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, did y'all know that El Cholo closed down?
Yes, I did.
I'm not happy about that because I just knew I had been in LA and stuff. I was like, I'll go eat either at what's that? Baja, whatever it's called up there. Fish taco. Cali, whatever. And I think that's closed. So I was like, I'll go to El Cholo. And somebody's like, it's closed. I was like, what?
It's gone bye-bye. Yeah, wife and I went up there about a month or two ago.
I was disappointed because I didn't know. And I love El Cholo. I know it was always slow, but, when I went up there. But I was like,
slow ain't the word.
Yeah, almost nobody.
Hey, I never had a problem with it. I had my... what was it, the 35th reunion?
Yeah, you guys reunion were up there.
We were out there on the little balcony area by the bar. It was perfect. I had no issues with the joint.
I didn't either. I loved it, but I was disappointed that it's gone. Man, that bites. Because sometimes I'd be like, let's go to El Cholo,
The rent, man, that they charge down there is outrageous.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But I mean, you should know that in advance, unless these people are really thinking that their business.
Well, you do got to remember, COVID happened, a lot of because it shut down for years, and then trying to come back, and then the fire happened.
Hold on, let's try it.
That's crazy, just up out the blue.
Yeah. Try again. B, try talking again.
I didn't even know there was a problem.
You were garbled.
Yep, but you're good now.
Yeah, you're good now. You were garbled underwater again.
Always so.
Aqua Boogie, baby.
He said always something.
Aqua Boogie. So tell us more about the event yesterday, Tony. Because you were detailing it.
And let me tell you something. I couldn't get any food, right, where I wanted to go. So you know that little place right downstairs, the Panini place?
Mm-hmm.
Panini Grill? Yeah.
I haven't been there. And you guys know I eat like a bird, so I have a small stomach and I eat little portions. I have food for lunch and dinner and maybe dinner tomorrow in my fridge because I went and I got a Parmesan chicken panini.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, with buffalo mozzarella. So good. And then I got this spicy linguine with prawns. Now, I told them because somebody else that got it said, but she had 2 different pastas, but she said, this isn't really seasoned, right? Like the shrimp spicy, but the noodles, the linguine. So I told them, I said, can you all add some seasoning, like some salt and some pepper when you make mine? Because I heard it wasn't that seasoned. I wanted seasoned. Well, I ate half the panini when I was there. And then I got some of the shrimp when I got home. I said, they fixed me. Because when I tell you, I was eating it and I was like my tongue was on fire. I was like, you want seasoning? You saying our stuff ain't seasoned? Here, we're going to give you some spices.
They hit you with the spice.
But it was so good. So I'm looking forward to that later today. But they were like, don't come in here asking us to season our food. Like, we know what we're doing right. But it was
obviously you don't if it tastes bland.
Right. Well, and I should have asked her, well, let me taste it. Because she kept saying, you want some, Tony? You want some? I was like, no, I'm good. I'll go get some. And I should have tasted it because they definitely were like, oh, yeah, spice hers right on up. Because like the noodles, everything. But it was so good. So that's where a lot of people ate. They also had one of those where you could get liquor, I think wine and maybe beer. I don't know. Because, you know, I'm not a drinker, so I don't really be going. I have my water with my cinnamon stick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wound up but I saw lots of people go, and so they had like the red rope stanchion things there, and it was a bar area. You went and ordered, and then they had tables that you could sit at. They were like picnic type tables or something, and you could sit at, because you can't bring liquor outside of, you know, the roped off area. So really, really amazing. But when I tell y'all, Jazzy Jam for Empowerment and Jackie Snell did the thing. I missed July because I was on vacation, you know, overseas. I missed August because I think we were on our fast and we were in our 3 days of prayer or whatever, right? We had those services at night. So I missed those two. So I was determined, like, I got to get to this one. This is supposed to be the last one, you know, the summer series. Now, mind you, you guys know I'm always cold. If it's 70 degrees, like, I'm cold. So had a white sundress on, did take a little sweater. I'm glad. But I had to go back to my car and get my blanket. So I'm very glad that I always have a blanket in my car and I even took fluffy socks because I was like, if I get cold, I'm taking these wedges off and putting these fluffy socks on and I will be good. But I didn't have to pull the socks out, but I was wrapped in the blanket. But I even got up and danced because I love like to cha-cha and stuff. So, you know, Frankie Beverly, you can do line dancing, you could cha-cha, and we were doing all that. But it was amazing. It was fun. I saw so many people that know me, right? Or, you know, I've known family, friends, classmates, all of that. Some people were like, Tony! And I waved, and I didn't know who they were, but I still hugged and said hello. Some people were like, oh, yeah, you're from the podcast, from the talk show. I was like, oh, yeah, hi. Because I try to be cordial regardless.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Well, but I'm not trying to be rude.
That's how you said it. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Yeah. So, but it was really, 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 look, I'll say like Brian, really, really nice or whatever. It was amazing.
Really now that's what Jamal says. He always says really, really. I don't say that because my ex-roommate's husband always said that, and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Really, 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 really.
When I tell you, last night was amazing, and I give major kudos to Jackie because there were a lot of celebrities there, which, you know, we in Altadena don't care about because we grew up with celebrities on our blocks and everything, and we're not like starstruck. But Dawn Lewis was there. She was doing a giveaway. Oh, cool. Yeah, she was doing a giveaway. But it's funny, her and Guy Black both plugged like their own charities while they were doing the giveaway for Jackie. Like, and my website is, and I was like, girl.
Shoot, they plug her.
Yeah.
They should have been saying, and go to Jazzy Jam for Empowerment, blah, 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 blah. But she plugged her own and talked all about it. And she does something with inner city kids in LA or whatever. But, you know, so let's see, what else was there? It was amazing, but there were like a t-shirt giveaway, a license plate giveaway, different stuff, like from, I think, Frankie Beverly and May's, you know, not asset, what would it, estate or whatever, right? And so they contributed. They had these QR codes on the back of each seat, and I brought one home because I didn't pull my phone out to do it last night, but I should probably send it to you guys. But anyway, for the Jazzy Jam, where people can go in and contribute. Right. And it doesn't matter whether it's $5, $100, $1,000. Just like we, for our foundation, try to raise funds. She always tries to raise because she does amazing things with children, from the water cooler so kids can talk about their mental health or their mental wellness, come and, you know, talk to therapists or whatever within the schools. Now it's down at the Paseo, but also things for adults. Right. And the prom giveaway, where the young men now get the tuxedos or suits, shoes, ties, all of that. And the young women could come get the dresses, shoes, purses, literally everything. So excellent foundation. excellence in what she puts on. And what I loved was, sometimes there's a stigma about Black folks getting together doing things and, violence may break out or this and that. I know the Paseo loves Jackie because not only is she doing these events, which are amazing and giving to the community, but not at any of these has there ever been an issue. And I think the crowd last night was much bigger than the previous ones last night, because it was the final one. Half of us wore all white, half didn't, but it didn't matter. Every age group from their, I think, 20s on up. It was phenomenal. I did see some little kids there with their parents too, but it was phenomenal. And yes, it was a great time. The classic Ash, excuse me. And she's not going to do the concerts into the fall. It's moving inside into the space that she has. It's going to be the water cooler, and there will be some comedy shows and things like that. And let me tell you, it got so nippy last night. I remember going to the first one in June, and when the sun went down, it got breezy, right? Because you're in between Colorado and Green, and it's open, right? Mm-hmm. So the more people that come, it was more insulated a little. But last night, because our sun goes down quicker now, and it's cooler, it's cooling down. Like all of a sudden, fall got here Tuesday, and fall's like, hello, I'm here. Where usually seasons are like, I ain't leaving, right? They fight with each other. But fall is like, hey, I'm here. It's my time. Move over, summer. And so it was nippy. And a lot of people had jackets on. People had blankets and stuff like that. But it was the most wonderful event last night, and no issues. Beautiful people just enjoying music. And Wayne Lindsay, who kicked it off, finished it out last night because his birthday is Monday, the 29th. And he, we sang happy birthday to him, but kudos Jackie Snell, Jazzy Jam for Empowerment, an amazing event last night that closed it out. So yeah, I know I sent in our WhatsApp. Did you ever get them? Because it kept buffering. Oh yeah, that was me. I saw the ladies in the AKA. So I went up to them and said, hi, are you from the Altadena chapter? And they said, yes. I said, oh, my daughter's your soror. And they were like, who? And I said, Hannah. And they were like, oh my gosh. So the one that's standing behind me to my, which shoulder is that? Left, next to the lady in the pink. She was like, oh, that's Hannah's mom and all this. And where's Hannah? How come she's not with you? I was like, she's at a conference in Dallas. And then Sharon in the black sweater, I know her because I referred her over to Kendra, and I've talked to her several times. Her house burned down, but she was the past president. And one time they asked me to take them, drive her down in my little car that's the convertible down for the Altadena, the Black History Parade. So I know her, but they were like, oh, we got to take a picture with you and send to Hannah and this and that. So that's what that picture is. And there are a lot of them there. That is on my left shoulder, that's Auntie Cece. On my right shoulder, that's Auntie Stephanie. Those are friends of my mother's that we call aunties because they've been in my life since I was little. And so they were there last night. And they were like, where's your mom? I was like, well, her and my dad went to the Getty Museum with the senior center, and they weren't coming back till 5. So when I talked to my mom, she was like, your dad's going to be too tired. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. So I took a picture of them and I sent it to my mom. And then, and those ladies are upper 80s because mama just turned 63, but Auntie Cece's closer to daddy, who's 87, 88. She might be the more fair skinned one. She might be 87 or something like that. And Stephanie, they're all around, they're up in their upper 80s. So looking great, right?
Absolutely.
And then Terrence Scott, he's out here. He goes home tomorrow, but he's a 83 alum and then a Tuskegee alumni. So he was there. Go ahead. Oh, that was us dancing and just having fun. Dancing and singing and so and cha-cha and stuff. And I was just like,
it was packed. Look at that.
It was packed. It was so crowded. And they had the stage in a different area, but it was amazing. It was amazing last night is all I could say. So I'm looking forward to what Jackie's gonna do with future ones. And and let me see. There's just more of me showing crowd, people dancing. I mean, it was It was a really, really good time. I think that there's no one that wouldn't say they didn't have a blast last night.
That's cool.
Helen. I mean, everybody was up dancing. Everybody. There was a lady sitting in front of me who was, I don't know if she about 100 in her 90s or something. And look, I was like, hey, before I let go, I think, or something is what was on. But we were having a blast. And this was towards the very end, I believe, because he was doing the audio box.
Yeah, he's about to do it now.
The voice box. Yeah, the zap.
Like Roger.
Yes, Wayne was doing that. It was so fire. And you see, everybody was up partying, like really, really, really having a good time. And so yeah, it was great. And anybody that can either volunteer. Huh?
This looks funny. Like,
I know, right? It was hilarious.
Well, if you don't hear what he's saying, he looks like a lunatic.
Right. But it was super dope. And like I said, all ages. That young man up there who was doing it, they were on stage because we were all doing the dance back here, right? Shuffling and, doing the thing.
They doing the electric slide?
Uh-huh. Yep. But it was great. So a really good community event. I would encourage anybody to go find Jazzy Jam for Empowerment and donate to them, or sign up to volunteer, because we know that in 6 months from now, it will be prom time again. And women, we're in October, right? Or what we will be next week.
It'll be homecoming.
About to be 9 months after the fire next week.
Exactly. But Jackie always does things. And when it is in 6 months or whatever time again for homecoming, or not homecoming, prom, what I noticed when we were down at the Paseo doing the dress giveaway and all of that this year, and then Brian, you went next door, there was another place that they gave her, a storefront that had all the stuff for the young men. There were so many of us women that volunteered to go and serve these young women and kind of style them and see what dresses they liked and help zip them up and then say, okay, and come and look for shoes and things like that. But there were less men. I think Derek came down, Derek Holmes, and helped. And then he got clothing donated, a lot of the suits and stuff. But I think some of the gentlemen should definitely volunteer so that next year there's men there, right? To say, hey, young man, just like we do the 100 men that welcome all the kids back to Muir every year or whatever. Mm-hmm. I would love to see more of the men come and volunteer for this event to help the young men who need to be styled. Because I won't say usually, what I saw was more moms, whether they're single moms or not, I don't know, but more mothers bring their sons than fathers, and there were less men overall in that area. So it'd be great if men volunteered with Jazzy Jam for Empowerment and were there to be there for these young men and help them with, tying their ties or making sure, that they looked appropriate in the suits or whatever, right? So definitely, if you can support Jazzy Jam for Empowerment in person by volunteering for something, or with in-kind donations or even monetary donations, it's definitely worth it. And I'm saying that at the risk of, look, I'm begging for donations right now for our event. But
you're not a hater. You're gonna talk about other people's stuff absolutely too, because that's what we do.
Yeah, and the fact is, we bless others, we'll be blessed or whatever as well. So, Jackie, Snell, big kudos to you for everyone that was there, the celebrities you've had there, and anybody, because they were partying and stuff with us. That's one thing I did like. Maybe some of them know. Pasadena, Altadena folks, we don't care about that. Your status and be like, oh, can I get a picture with you? Because we grew up with so many celebrities in our neighborhoods that, it's like,
and they keep coming out.
Exactly. But it was
every
phenomenal.
Generation.
Yeah, everyone. Right. It was phenomenal.
I'm glad you went and was able to get that information, that footage, like Brian said, that's great footage. Looked like everybody had a blast. I would like to transition the conversation to something that you did before, and I just want to share it now because we can officially talk about it at this juncture in time. This is
We
when,
can.
CBS Original NCIS Tuesdays of Honor, and our very own Tony Bailey Rains was honored to actually be interviewed by one of the stars of NCIS. Give her oh yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Wilmer.
Hold on.
Wilmer
Wilmer
Valderrama.
Valderrama.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I know from the 70s show. That's 70s.
That's right. That's right.
Now he's starting to
So,
get a serious role.
Tuesday afternoon, I had to be at Paramount Studios, CBS Studios on Gower in Hollywood for this interview. So I was contacted a week ago Wednesday. Who did I call first? Brian. I think right after I hung up with them, Brian was like, "Oh my God, why are you crying?" Because at this
Yeah, because
season,
I was throwing me off. I was like, "Dang, what happened?"
I called Brett. I was like, "Oh," he was like, "What is wrong?" But I was so overwhelmed because in this season, God just keeps opening doors for us, and it is amazing. And you know, when you walk in your purpose, you will have favor and doors open that nobody else can open, right? And this is what keeps happening for us, from the grant from Fire Aid to the Ebony 100 honors to this thing to anything that happens to us. It's just I'm so in awe right now of what's happening in our lives collectively. And so for me, I know Jamal be working and I can't always just immediately call him. Sometimes we do a 3-way WhatsApp and one of us might be on, or two of us, and then somebody will pop on. But I called Brian and he was like, "What's wrong? Why are you crying? What's the matter?" And it was
I was concerned.
Right. It was like, and so I was telling him, I said, I just got a call from Team Rubicon. So, you know, it's a veteran-led organization that does disaster response. And if anyone doesn't know, I've been serving with them since after the fires because I want to help my community. I got texts about, hey, can you deploy to Malibu? Can you deploy to Palisades? And I kept rejecting them because we can say whether we want to do a deployment or not. So I was like, nope, and nope. And I even got a call like, hey, Antoinette, how come you won't? I said, because it's not Altadena. And my hometown just burned down. And I know you guys are going to get a call to help in Altadena, so I'm going to wait. And so, because I didn't want to be on a dispatch or deployment and then get Altadena and then you got to leave one or you can't do the other or whatever. And so week after that is when I got the dispatch notification requesting Altadena, help for Altadena. And I got super excited and I signed up and I did it. And then the sandbags was back then because it was raining. And then I just recently went live. What was that, last month or something, when I was out doing the fencing. And so I will continue to serve with Team Rubicon however I can, whether it's Altadena or other disasters, because it was really amazing. So for me, last Wednesday, I got this call and they were like, hey, we shared your story with NCIS and CBS. And I'm like, what do you mean? So back in early on, February, March, they saw me on the news. Team Rubicon did on Channel 4 when NBC came to where we were doing the sandbag giveaway at Victory Park. Because there was no PIO there for the county, they couldn't talk to them. So they were like, well, she's our strike team leader, and I was that day, so they talked to me. Well, headquarters of Team Rubicon saw me, or downtown headquarters, LA, down in El Segundo, saw me on the news and contacted me like, hey, you're an Altadenian, but you're serving with us on your own community? And I was like, yeah. So then they were like, oh, we want to shadow you. So they did. And Jamal, do you have that video too? No, probably not. I'd have to find it. But they did a whole entire video shadowing me, following me, interviewing at my parents' lot. But it was incredible. And so I'm now considered a badass veteran, according to them. That they shared my story, another veteran who's an Air Force veteran like I am, and then a Navy veteran who are serving with Team Rubicon. So basically what NCIS wants to do in CBS is Tuesdays of Honor. Yeah, he's the Navy veteran. And then Lily, she's the Air Force veteran. And then the other pictures are, you could show the other ones. They are from the TAPS program. So I met Caleb also. He's from NCIS Origins. And him and his publicist, somebody told him my age. And he was like, that's a lie. She is not 60. She is not. And so I had to tell him, I said, well, in a month I will be. Give me like 5 weeks. And he was like, there's no freaking way you are. And it's
you lied.
Right.
You said now.
They were like, you're probably our age. I was like, no, but it's all good. I said, I'm sure I got kids your age. And he just started laughing. But these two ladies are the wife and sister, I believe, of a KIA. So KIA means killed in action. So any Gold Star family, their Gold Star family, is someone that was in a recent war and they were killed during the war. And then they go through the TAPS program, which is for survivors, right? And help survivors of those who were, killed in action. So they were there. So what they did was they reached out to TAPS and to Team Rubicon because they wanted to find either veterans that are serving or Gold Star families and what they're doing in the community. So Tuesdays of Honor, starting October 14th through Veterans Day, will be happening. And, you're going to put that up. That's fine. So what will happen is each week between October 14th and Veteran Day, they will highlight one of us during the show at some point. So you know how they do commercial breaks or they'll cut part of the show or at the end, they'll say, okay, and they'll do this interview. And so that's going to happen. I was selected by them and by CBS, actually, because Team Rubicon gave several names and they picked 3 and I was one. And then in conjunction with CBS, Paramount, Lovesac and Vizio are doing something, I guess will be called in later. I think there's supposed to be some public thing or whatever, but we are going to get family room upgrades or living room upgrades. So we're being honored and given TVs and Lovesac couches. So I've been on the website.
They want you to be able to watch NCIS and sit in a comfortable couch.
Well, I love NCIS. Yeah, I'm an NCIS fan. No, but that's true, right? And it's funny because I was telling my mom, I said a few weeks ago, I was like, Lord, I've had this couch 10 years. I need to get a new couch. And so I will be getting a new couch, a Lovesac that I get to design, with whatever.
Lovesac, baby!
Lovesac. And Vizio TV. And so I'm excited. I'm honored that they are honoring us that way and being a blessing to us. So yeah, they've known about it. Brian and Devolve known about it since last Wednesday. And then Tuesday when I left, I sent them those pictures, but I was like, but we're not cleared to post or talk about it yet. So yesterday,
I keep our mouth shut.
Right. So yesterday they texted me like, hey, we just posted and tagged you. You're clear to post or whatever. And I was like, okay, so we can actually talk about it now. So incredible. Like this year leading into 60, my last of my 50s has been incredible in many ways. But hey, they say each decade gets better. So I guess I'm going out with a bang on my 50s and entering my 60s with the bang, because literally the 29th of October is my birthday. And the very next Tuesday is when we're going to, that was me in the makeup room with hair and makeup. And the girl was like, you've done a great job. I really don't need to do much. And you're so pretty. And I can't believe it. And she was like, can I ask your age? And I said, I'll be 60 next month. She was like, no way. Everybody has a reaction. I just be like, black don't crack, already. So that's oh Lord Jesus. Wilmer. I keep putting the D from Valderrama. Myself, Wilmer, and that's Thomas, who's our communications guy for Team Rubicon. So he was on set with everybody because he got to make sure that, you don't say the wrong things. They may have to cut. Let me tell you guys something. They gave me that T-shirt. They have these Team Rubicon T-shirts, but they're supposed to be blank and have our name. And then after the guy in the Navy, I had a light blue shirt on, but it had stripes this way. So they were like, oh no, we don't want any stripes. I was like, y'all should have told us what we couldn't wear, right? And he had actually said, we're going to give you a Team Rubicon shirt to put on. But then CBS was like, no, we don't want.
Yeah, they can't promote.
Yeah, but Thomas has his on. And then if you see the two ladies from TAPS, they clearly have their TAPS patches there. And the Navy guy he would not take his TR shirt off. He was like, nope, I volunteer with TR. I'm wearing it. So they had this shirt. Thomas had this shirt. He was like, here, you could just put this one on. I was like, fine, whatever, don't care. And then I found out later, oh no, you would have been fine in your blue shirt, the one you wore. I was like, it is what it is. Now it is what it is. I was like, I said, I'm thankful I'm here anyway. So, and Wilmer and I had a great interview. Both of us just going back and forth like we are. We were laughing. He was like, I wanted to go in the Air Force. I wanted to be a pilot. And I was like, not with your height. And so he was like, yep, that's what I was told. Short? He's 5'9". Yeah, you can't be that high. You have to be you gotta be 5'11" or taller as a pilot. And
you gotta be able to reach the pedals.
Yeah, no, 5'11" or higher, I think, was the height requirement.
And put those 2-foot blocks on.
So, and he said something, and I did like this, and we slapped 5, and it was just a very good, natural, organic conversation. And after the interview, he was like, you need to be doing this for real because you're a natural. And then the director, all the publicists were like, what do you do? Because you need to be in television. I was like, they were like, you're just a natural.
I am on television.
Right? They're like, you're a natural the way you interviewed and talked. And I said, I have a podcast. I'm on 5 days a week and I interview people a couple days a week. So this is, I talk, right? But it was great. And so they'll do whatever they do, cutting, editing, all of that, for what they need. So, but between October 14th, I don't know that they're going to tell us when our segments air. So between October 14th and Veterans Day, watch NCIS or record it on your DVR, your whatever provider you have, so that, you'll see. Because I literally don't know what day I may or may not be on. But yeah, it was pretty dope.
Very, very cool. All right. Yep. So I'm steering the conversation one more time. Before we go through all the announcements, there was one that we particularly kind of keyed in on today before the show started, and that is to discuss the Wildfire Recovery Compensation Program, in particular, what transpired after the first meeting. Now, we heard a little intel about the first meeting, and let me get to the new stuff that we have here. Okay, so the first meeting where the Southern California Edison was meeting with the folks. Hold on, there's a different format. Should I move it this way? Yeah, I'll do it this way. The first meeting, which was a virtual session, was yesterday. There's another one today. We have the QR code up there right now for that. So if you guys want to participate and go to the virtual session to hear what, I'll just read it. Southern California Edison holding a community input workshop to gather input on the program before it's finalized and launched this fall. The registration is required, and that's what that link is, and that is for today. There are 2 more, Saturday and Sunday. Those are live. You can still register for those. I didn't put those up there. I'm sorry. But if you go to, where's the other link? I know we had that yesterday. Well, I'll look for that. But in the interim, Tony got a little input from some folks who had actually gone. And that one right there. And Tony, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you heard and what some of the feedback was in terms of what transpired at that event.
Yeah. Hold on. Given this required per rate from term cost for government. Okay. I was reading something. I'm sorry. I saw, and you might want to bring up Beautiful Altadena on our Facebook, right? Because I saw this morning, and I mentioned to Jamal that I just read someone posted. They went to the first virtual session, which was this morning. And in that, they said, these are some questions that people had. Excuse me. And hold on, let me log in and see if I can find it too. Okay, cool. But it was in the Beautiful Altadena. And the questions that were there were things like, what happens if we take the settlement? Will we be taxed? And I think I've mentioned before, anytime you have a lawsuit settlement versus a claim, claims generally are not taxed, but lawsuits are every time. So somebody asked the question in the group, would they be taxed, right? So, oh, by the way, any of these questions that we read off from this person's post, they also stated later in the post that Edison attorneys did not answer any questions. They just took notes like they're going to take them back, right?
That's the most interesting thing to me, is that they didn't say anything. Although this thing says all they're doing is gathering input.
Information. Yep.
Yeah. So I wonder, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. I found it. Let me get the link and put it in our oh, I can't even get the link.
What is that QR code on the left?
That's to register.
QR code. Go on. Sorry.
No, that's to register for that particular event. StreamYard now added the feature of us being able to create QR codes. So this is to register for today's event.
I can't click.
Tony tried it earlier and it worked.
It worked.
Well,
You're not supposed to be able to click on it. You can put it in your. Yeah, you scan it. So here, I just put in our group chat, our small chat, what the guy.
Is it Chris Foster?
Yeah, you found it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, perfect. So you could bring it up and we could read it from there. So you could disregard the group chat. But yeah, from Chris Foster, I thought it was very interesting what he stated, which is that he just got off the first virtual meeting for Edison Compensation Program and wanted to share some questions and concerns with the program that were brought up by a few individuals in the small group who were on this call. So he said, number one, a participant in the group spoke about the question, would my compensation through this program be taxed as gross annual income? She mentioned legislation was passed called the Federal Disaster Tax Relief Act of 2023, which excludes from the definition of gross income money received from a federally declared disaster like the Eaton fire. However, this exclusion only applies through the end of this year. So any compensation received in 2026 would be subject to taxation. Therefore, any proposed compensation can be a lot more valuable this year than it would next year. She then asked how quickly compensation could be received, and it seems like there should be more of an emphasis on speed from Edison so that anyone who decides to go through the program can take advantage of the federal legislation that was passed and expires in 97 days. Here's the legislation she's referring to, Congress Bill 118th Congress, House Bill 5863. So that was the one question. The second question he states is when looking at the details of the non-economic loss payments, there's a flat $100,000 payment for adults and $50,000 for each child, and it seems unfair. No matter what the age group you're in, this is an extremely traumatic experience. Older children who are about to go off to college have lost all evidence of their childhood. Look, I'm an older child at almost 60 who has lost all evidence of my childhood because my elementary school's gone, my junior high school's gone, my park's gone, everything. So all of us, I fully agree with that statement. And then it says younger children who are in their formative years for brain development now have their primary caregiving team in complete stress and disarray for God knows how long as they continue to try to rebuild their lives. This is not just a situation of children losing their houses. For the vast majority, they have lost their schools, their family restaurants, their dentists, their parks, everything is gone. They've had their whole lives uprooted. And she suggested that the compensation for children be raised to the $100,000 as well to match each adult. There was something down later that also says, what about pets? Because we know dogs, cats, all that can be literally family. Some people don't ever have children and the animals, so they need to take that into consideration. That's later. But the third question, I guess, brought up where someone said HCE and insurance companies will be working together, or this statement, to verify monies that have already been paid out for insured items. If we get reimbursed from Edison for something that insurance has already covered, what is stopping insurance companies from coming back and asking for that money? So though they didn't answer that question, the way I understood it when I read those 27 pages, Edison, before, if you sign for a settlement, Edison is going to go to your insurance company first. And they're going to say, was this covered? Was this covered? Was this covered? Whatever the insurance says they paid out, you're not going to get a double payment from Edison that the insurance can later come back for. Edison is just not going to pay you. That's why it's an offset. And I think people are thinking they'll double dip or get one from Edison, one from insurance. No.
It's kind of like
Edison,
FEMA, right? Because FEMA was doing the same thing when they were doing the payouts, and in particular, looking at GoFundMe's, they were doing a comparison and other things. So,
well, they were doing that at first, but then they stopped doing the GoFundMe. That was no worry. What they were concerned about is if you already had insurance and you were trying to get FEMA, so you were denied if you had insurance instantly.
But the point I was trying to make, they're trying to make sure you don't get double paid for the same line
correct.
Item, for example.
Correct. Yeah. And it's an offset. And they didn't stop with the GoFundMe. People learned what the rules were about the GoFundMe. And if it was, because they still
your verbiage.
Either you put it in someone's name, like mine was in my name for my parents, and my sister didn't have their names on it, or I might have said the Bailey family. But mine was under Tony Raines, I think. But either way, there's not going to be a double payment. There will be an offset. So if Edison is saying, oh, we're going to give you $200,000, this would be, like I said, for renters. I know I talked to one the other day. He said, yeah, our insurance gave us $40,000. That's it. So they could potentially still have $160,000 from Edison because they didn't own the property. And then for each adult, $100,000. Then each kid, $50,000. So that would be 460,000. It may be very beneficial for renters because a lot of them want to buy land and build on it. Where if all they got was their $40,000 and then nothing, they're not going to get any more from insurance, right? So this program, in my opinion, is going to be beneficial for renters. I said severely underinsured or uninsured altogether it might be beneficial for, but I think this will be something good for renters. For homeowners, absolutely not. Because again, if the example they gave in that updates is about $900,000, saying like $600,000 would be for a 1,500 square foot house. And this is, on the SCE page you can look at for this program, and they give an example. And then the 100 for each adult and a kid, and it winds up being about $900,000. Well, if your insurance pays you $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, then guess what? And Edison is going to give you $900. They're going to subtract that, let's say $7 from their $9, and you're going to get $200, right? That's if you do this claim program, not if you litigate and get an attorney. We don't know what that would be, but if you got paid $900 from your insurance and they were going to give you $900, then guess what? It's a wash. You would get $0. If your insurance gave you $900 and your value from Edison was only $600 or $700, you'd be in the whole $200,000. So everybody's situation is different. Everyone needs to look at both and see if it's beneficial or not, and make your decision based on your individual circumstance. One thing we have heard is, if you go to these sessions, you register and you go to these sessions, this is a gathering or fact-finding mission for Edison. And they could go when the litigation happens in January of 27, which is 2 years after the fire. They push it out as far as possible because people will get tired and settle, right? They push it out and then, we have this claims program. They may get tired and settle, or elderly may pass away, and if you don't have everything in a trust and in a state that says we still represent because of this, they could be off the hook. So everybody really needs to consult with an attorney or their financial planner or whoever and see whether this is going to be a program valuable to them or not, or if they would lose out. I don't want to push the narrative and say, don't take anything from a claim because I don't know your situation. I don't want to say do it and get yourself in a hole because I don't know your situation. So I think you just have to be wise and at least consult with an attorney. A consultation is not going to cost you anything. And even if you do say, I'll start with the claim to see what value they would give me, then you take it to an attorney. As long as you don't sign it, then guess what? You're not obligated to the claim process. Other people are saying, yeah, but if you do that, then they have all your information and you're yet one more person that they could take to the judge and say, see, all these people want to settle. No, it doesn't mean you want to settle. It means you're trying to see what they would offer. So again, do what's best for you. Consult with an attorney or whomever you think it'll be best. So on that number 3, I just wanted to kind of reiterate that. Insurance is not going to come back asking for money that you get from Edison, because Edison is not going to give you anything that you're not entitled to. If insurance already paid you, it is an offset. They're not going to double dip and give you what you've already been paid by insurance. And then number 4 was there should be compensation for lost pets, because we know pets are family for a lot of people. And then the 5th thing that he wrote down was considering the potential long-term health effects resulting from being involved with a fire like this. By signing, are we releasing all potential future health-related costs and litigation without knowing what those impacts might be? My understanding from a couple of attorneys I've heard from, yes, because when you sign this, like I will give this example. When I worked for AT&T, I had an injury. I wound up taking them through workers' comp court and all of that. They did what was called a CNR, which is a compensation and release, right? When I signed that CNR, I got paid the money I got paid in a lump sum, and they sent it to me within a month or whatever. But that also released them from anything future regarding my health at that point. And it was, I had not carpal tunnel, but I had tennis elbow and, tendon, all this stuff from the work we did. And so I signed it. I took my money and bounced because I didn't stay with AT&T, and I have other health insurance. And I thank God that I haven't had those issues and never turned into carpal tunnel again, right? But this could be the same where it's a CNR, compensation and release. And if that is the case, you release them from all future claims. And as we know, we've seen from the past disasters, we don't know what's still in the soil that's toxic or in anything, right? And so we've seen that 10, 20, 30 years later, at times, people have come up with cancer or who knows what. So if you do a settlement, you likely would sign a CNR, compensation and release, and there would be a stipulation that says you release them from all future claims.
Yep.
Doing a lawsuit would be different because your attorney would make sure that it is stipulated in the future. If you have this or that, you could come back and either they would have to pay for your healthcare stuff or you could resue or something like that. So again, be wise, take your time, weigh all your options, and then talk to professionals that can help you with weighing those options, whether you file a lawsuit or claim or whatever. We're not trying to give anybody advice because we can't.
We're not attorneys, but you can call JG Wentworth.
So
The main reason why we wanted to share this was just so people knew what happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that was at the first one today. I know there's one at the park, or yesterday. I know there's one at the park.
No, there's another virtual tonight.
Today. Yeah, tonight.
Okay. And
then
And
tomorrow.
then I will be going to the one on Monday in person.
Monday. Yeah, and there's one tomorrow at Loma Alta. So the last part of what he said was the representatives with Edison did not answer any questions. They only wrote down what was said. He said it feels important to share the concerns brought up in these small I'm sounding like Trump. Can't even say acetaminophen. Compartmentalized groups to as many people as possible so that everyone can make the most informed decision on what is best for their situation. So he has said the same thing, right? Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't say compartmentalized, but anyway, my brain
you don't figure it out.
You still had carpal tunnel in your head.
I think so. Right, because I said yeah. So that was his picture, and it looks like there were 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, maybe more, 20 or so people on that. But that's really good information to hear from people. Because you just do, right? So other people have posted, oh, I've heard this should be tax-free. Again, I know claims are tax-free. Lawsuits are not, because I've had a few in my life. Lawsuits, they will tax you. If you do it as a claim and settle, you're not going to get taxed on it, right? So somebody did say, I've been told by a lawyer that this should be tax-free. If it's a claim, you're going through this comp program and it's a claim. If you go through an attorney, get a big settlement, then you are subject to some tax. And then somebody put, wow, thank you. You would think all people count as 100% of a person. Children are no less of a person than an adult. I absolutely agree with her statement. Plus the fact that many of us as adults, we're able to kind of cope and deal with stuff as we can. Brian, needs whatever he needs, right? He may go totally spastic and be goofy all day. He may decide he's going to sleep all day or all week. He may
like yesterday.
Right, I'm going to cry today. He might snap and get pissed off one day. That's
every day.
I sat up in the bed when I got the call from my sister, like the house is gone at 3:46 a.m. I screamed. I don't hold stuff. I let it out. I went like as soon as I could get there, cried on the land, walked the land, took anointing oil, prayed on the land. Like I do my thing, right? All of us are so different, but children are human beings 100%. And they lost everything, their homes, their schools, their neighbor friends that they would walk down the street with and play because their homes are gone. Like, to me, they ought to get 200% or whatever versus, because also they're little people and they're having to deal with this and see their parents upset and crying and displaced in a new home or apartment or school or community. Like, when I read it, I thought that was a gut punch, and like the audacity of them to be, oh, we're going to give kids 50 grand. They don't really matter. So I agree with that statement. But, again, everybody, we encourage you to do your research, talk to whom you need to, and do what's best for your situation at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What she said.
And Brian, do that face again? Do that face again? When I say you might go spastic, you might need right.
Oh, Lord.
I got that from that meme when the dude was touching his pearls going, I know what you did.
Pearls.
Those memes make me laugh so hard. It's just a facial expression.
You know what's funny? I just got this alert and read this. You remember how last week they tried to kick Jimmy Kimmel off? I immediately, and several million people all over the globe, canceled our Hulu subscription, and they lost in, I think, 3 days, $7 billion or something. So then they start talking to Jimmy. ABC brought him back, and they were like, we're going to stand up against Trump and this and that. But then Sinclair stations and that other one, Nexstar, were like, nope, we're not bringing him back. I just got an alert that says Sinclair agrees to bring back Jimmy Kimmel Live to its ABC station.
And you want to know why? Because they messed up and didn't show it during its peak moment.
Yeah.
So their shareholders were like, what do you do?
All the ratings you could have got. Exactly. So I love it because
that's what their shareholders did.
So now,
right,
they're bringing them back. Right, their shareholders were like, hold up, because then what happened too on social media was like, oh, okay, ABC, you're not caving in no more. So now we're gonna target Sinclair and Nexstar and start posting everybody that advertises with them and canceling stuff with them and putting them on blast. Baby, when it comes down to the pocket,
you hit them in the pocketbook.
Hit them in the pocket every time, they're gonna buckle. You trying to buckle to this man who thinks he's some kind of king or king of the earth or whatever, and he's not. And we the people have stood up and said, no, we're not. We're not going for that. So I love it. Kudos to Jimmy Kimmel, ABC, and everybody. And I'm gonna tell you something. I switched to Sling after I did Hulu. Sling sucked. I canceled Sling in less than a week. And after they brought Jimmy Kimmel back, I renewed my Hulu. Because I'm happy again. Hulu's amazing.
Everybody else.
Exactly. But if it meant for a week you didn't have that money coming in and you lost them billions immediately, then so be it. So anyway, I'm happy that we the people are the people and we are peopling.
And for me, I'm glad when he came back, he didn't just bow down to him and say I did something wrong. He just explained himself. And then further double down on some jokes. I thought it was
you know what's so dope about that? Sinclair demanded an apology from him to go back. Right. And that he donate to Turning Point. He was like, nope. And ABC was like, nope, ain't doing it. So now Sinclair's bringing him back. He's not apologized. He hasn't donated and is not going to. So again, hit him in the pocket.
They get their money from what they was getting from their sponsors and advertising.
Hello. Exactly. So I love it. Because, I'm a political junkie and and I'm a fighter and all that. So I absolutely love to see our country standing up to the shenanigans, and cannot wait until we get out of this nightmare. The sooner the
Stand
better.
up, stand up, stand up for your rights.
Put it on.
Don't give in, they fight. Okay, Jamal, so that's your new task. Your new
Fight
task
it.
is to make an AI that's
Reggae.
reggae that talks about
Already done
the all that.
Oh, talk about what? I'm sorry.
Stand up, stand
Stand
up,
up for your right. And
stand
pass
up
it
for your
Altadena.
right.
And
Oh,
Why
for
not?
Altadena, Pasadena. Okay.
well,
Yeah.
of course, it's for the gender chemical. We ain't trying to.
And
So now, Jamal, you have shifted the conversation 3 times. I'm now going to shift it. And I'm going to say,
Shift.
Jamal, please bring up the announcements, sir.
cool. Right before that, though, I'm gonna say R.I.P. to Asada Shakur.
Oh, yes.
Tupac's mom did pass. She was 78 in Cuba. So, I just
Amazing
wanna throw that
woman.
out there. Absolutely.
Stood her ground. Wasn't going for the shenanigans over here.
She ain't going for the
And
okey-doke.
brought what's his name? Got Tupac's label masters and got
Yep.
that right as well.
Yeah. So shout out. You're right. Rest in peace to her. I saw that this
Fast doing
morning.
her job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I will begin, and all I'm doing today is the stuff that's happening this weekend, because we've been talking almost an hour. I love it.
I know.
I love it. All right, here we go. So we start with this particular event. This is Chris Holden's 26th Annual Community Resource Fair and Block Party. It is taking place tomorrow, Saturday, September 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's located at the 500 block of East Jackson Street in Pasadena. Again, that's between Los Robles and El Molino. There's going to be many resources there, food, some fun. We may or may not, there may have been a mix-up in communication in terms of us having a booth, but you know, it's still an event you should definitely check out, whether we're there or not, because it should be really, really nice. I've been to some before, obviously before these fires, and it's been fun.
Great.
I gotta enlarge this. All right, cool. So there is free event for the whole family. It's Neighborhood Fiesta. It is also tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be celebrating children, connecting neighbors, community resources. It's located at 539 North Lake Avenue in Pasadena. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be games. It should be, again, pretty nice. It is going to be very festive per the name. Dina Heels has free yoga. It's guided by Yancey Commons. It is Saturday, the 27th. The doors open at 9 a.m. The class begins at 9:15. This is at Paseo, 300 East Colorado Boulevard, Suite 151 in Pasadena. So come through for an all levels grounding and revitalizing movement practice to help us connect deeply with our bodies and calm our minds. Yoga mats are provided and walk-ins are welcome. Please RSVP though, if you can, at bit.ly/DH for Dina Heels -yoga. They put on some pretty nice events at Dina Heels, and they've been doing that for quite some time. And then Here Lay a Home exhibition. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday are the last days that they're available. And in particular, Sunday, the 28th, is their closing reception. Remember, this is taking place at the Armory Center for the Arts, 145 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. And specifically on Sunday, join the Here Lay a Home collective for a final walkthrough of the exhibition and community story booth sessions with perennial memory lab centers, our Dina elders, centering on our Dina elders and artists. This should be a very nice event. Today, they're open from 2 to 6. And then Saturday and Sunday, they're open from 1 to 5 p.m. So if you haven't had a chance to check this exhibit out, you have 3 days to do that. And we really encourage you to check it out and support these artists who are exhibiting their wares. Action Altadena, Rebuild Fair Take 2 is taking place on the 28th, which is Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is going to be at Victory Park, which is located at 2575 Paloma Street in Pasadena. Bring the family, be a part of supportive Altadena community as it's being rebuilt, and they look forward to seeing you. If you are a vendor and still want to participate, I'm not sure if they're still accepting vendors, but the link is down below. As per Tony's suggestion, I'm not going to read it, but it is there. And then on Monday, Pasadena Senior Center's next community care event is discussing property taxes and the Eaton fire, what you need to know. This is being presented by County Assessor Jeff Prang. This is located at 85 East Holly Street in Pasadena. Again, it's Monday beginning at 1 p.m. and grocery cards are available if you can bring proof of your fire loss. Also, Home of Kings and Queens, Healing Through Creativity. Let me bring this one up over here. They are actually having Healing Through Creativity art therapy hosted by Fair Oaks Burger. So you get a chance to connect with your emotions, connect with yourself. Their art therapy courses are designed to help you explore your emotions through creative expression. You have fun, relax, meet new friends, sip and paint with free meal, joining the karaoke activities and refreshment stations. This is the 29th, which is Monday, at Fair Oaks Burger, 2560 Fair Oaks Avenue from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Reserve your spot, excuse me, in their next events by clicking the link or going to homekings13@gmail.com. Pardon me. Now, attention LA fire survivors, this is your last chance to get a free mattress. Living Spaces is ending its program for free mattresses for wildfire survivors on the 30th, which is Tuesday. So if you're interested, please go to Living Spaces to get your free mattress. And then the Altadena Chamber of Commerce and Mariposa Junction are seeking Altadena small businesses, artists, and makers who sell goods, wares, and experiences for the Altadena small business market. Local youth groups are also encouraged to apply. The actual event is Saturday, November 29th from 12 to 4 p.m. on Mariposa Street between Lake Avenue and El Molino. However, the deadline for vendors is September 30th, which is Tuesday. If you're interested in being a vendor, please scan the QR code to participate. And the Altadena Chamber of Commerce is also accepting now applications for the Altadena Business Recovery Grant Program, Round 2. This is for Altadena businesses and nonprofits only. The grants are available for amounts from $500 to $1,500. And for more info, scan the QR code above or go to altadenachamber.org. And today is the deadline for those applications. So if you're interested, get it in today. And then we also have our event, which is the Altadena Talks Foundation's Day of Thanks Community Luncheon, which will be Saturday, November 22nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Loma Alta Park Gymnasium. For those unaware, it's located at 3330 North Lincoln Avenue in Altadena. So the QR code is on the actual flyer, but we do have a new feature in StreamYard, which allows us to actually show the QR code on our screen in the upper left-hand corner. So either of those, we do encourage you to scan the QR code. Do it now, do it early. We haven't shared this with the Rotary Club or the Chamber of Commerce or a couple other organizations yet. So please take advantage of the opportunity. Shout out to those few families who have already registered. We have capacity of 1,000. As soon as we hit that, we're going to stop the registration. So please, if you get a chance, go ahead and register ASAP. Any additional items you guys want to discuss regarding this?
No, you covered it. I just want people to go as soon as possible, because when we do release it outside of people that watch the podcast, to everyone, the Rotary Club, the Town Council, Altadena Heritage, everyone, we may be at capacity within a week. And especially since this event is not, Brian, is that good? Whatever you're eating. We won't be at, you're on mute, Jamal, but we won't be able to like block it off or extend. So if you plan on attending, please scan the QR code, go to it. And those are great. I just do unroasted and unsalted. I know you put your 4 down, Marcus. Trust me. You were the first one. And there's
the rest of his family.
Well, he better send me the link.
That'll take him to about 100.
Well,
I mean, we got a lot of Becks, a lot of Jenkins,
a lot of Ben.
In fact, you know what? I'm gonna share it to the fan band in our.
But it's got to be people who lost the house, right, or impacted. Mm-hmm. So, like, I couldn't enroll myself or my brother. I can enroll my daughter. I can enroll my parents. I can enroll my sister, right? But I want them to go and enroll, because if not, we do not want you to be late to the party and then we've closed it and you can't come and be celebrated and be with your neighbors and be loved on, because that's what our goal is.
Absolutely. Just know that if it does shut down and you can't make it, it's because it's full. It's capacity. It's not because we're trying to keep you out. So take advantage of the early invitation now and, go ahead and sign up. We look forward to it.
Because probably by October 1st, we'll be releasing it to everybody.
Mm-hmm. And that's
and
next
they
week.
have major lists. All these, Altadena collab or Eden Fire collab, all that. They've got lists of well over 1,000s. Yeah. And we're limiting this to 1,000. So,
and that's next Wednesday. That's only a few days from now. Can you believe that? Dang, September's over already. Golly.
The best month of the year is coming in.
Oh, April was just a few months back. What you talking about?
No, the best month of the year, October, is coming in next Wednesday.
April is
already done. Don't even try it, because you ain't never said it. You can ask
I feel it.
You can ask for second best month, but best month of the year starts in less than a week.
I hate my month.
Why?
Are you February?
January.
No, I'm January, because after Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, there's no money left for anybody to do anything. 2 weeks.
That was your experience.
Oh, that
every year for 58 years.
Yeah.
Every year.
Sorry, B, we don't have enough for you, homie.
I start telling people about my birthday in September, October, so that they will plan.
Ain't no debate, Marcus. Y'all can come in second, third, or whatever. I don't care what you say. The best month, October, starts next week. Straight up.
Yeah, we all have our opinions. We can, as we say, we can agree to disagree.
Right, and you're entitled to it, but I don't care. That's your opinion.
None of us do. None of us do.
Right.
So, what else you smacking on? Smackadocious?
Me or him? I'm eating pumpkin seeds. You guys know my story on the pumpkin seeds.
I'm done eating. That was just a snack to keep me going. I'm about to pass out.
They was killing it
right now.
Where are you today?
I ate dinner yesterday. No, I'm at the office. You see how clear it is? You can always tell.
He don't have that orange hue.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have that Trump-esque.
Oh, so you going to Badass today to get a cookie?
No, I went there Wednesday.
Oh, was it open?
She wasn't open, right?
No, she was open.
Oh, okay. You did get
it was
something.
a day before.
They're open Wednesday through Saturday. That's the problem. They're not open Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Oh.
See?
And what are the hours?
That's what
7 to 4 or something?
8 to 4 or something like that.
That's crazy.
But she said we don't have enough people working here yet to do that yet. But they're planning to do it.
Like, you better get some of these.
I'm gonna tell you, the peanut butter cookie was okay. It had this kind of like glitter crunch thing on. I don't like that. The red velvet cookie was off the chain. I'm gonna have to
Well, you know
get
what
some
I'm gonna
old
make
fashioned.
today?
Some peanut butter cookies.
No, but I am gonna make some cookies because I've been craving some oatmeal cranberry cookies for a minute.
Oh no, you
And
can keep those.
I love oatmeal, but
I
they're
hate
oatmeal.
cookies.
Let me give you
I love
some ingredients so you can make a few extra batches because I love them too.
Me too. So
I
no,
will contribute.
I am
Nobody's
making
gonna be on my
oatmeal.
peanut butter shot. So I'm
I'm
always
down with the peanut butter too.
trying to go
Whoever makes
child.
those, let me know. I'm down.
But I'm
'Cause
making
'cause when
brown
Kira
butter
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
pecan oatmeal cranberry cookies.
I'm cool without the pecans though.
Oh, I love
I'll try
pecans.
one. I'll try one.
Now I'll
But
make you
the
some.
oatmeal-
I'll put some to the side before I put the pecans in them. But
Man,
you know,
that'd
the
be
key really
lovely.
is when you make cookies, if you brown the butter. So I know y'all don't care about this, but you have to brown the butter
I
in the
get it.
skillet. You don't let it burn, but you get it good and brown. Let it cool. Then you put it in a container that can go in the freezer and let it get solid. Not frozen, but solid. Then you mix it, you chop
That's
it.
solid as a rock.
Right, exactly. And once you brown the butter like that, and then you mix it all, and then I toast the pecans too. So whatever I don't scrape out of the pan, that little bit that's sitting there, I'll toast the pecans in that. And then I like getting fresh cranberries. I don't like raisins, but I do like the golden raisins that are called currants.
Really?
Yes, but I don't like raisins. But currants are good and cranberries are good. Ooh, I might do currants and cranberries in these cookies. But
When I was young, I used to take the raisins out of Raisin Bran, and then when I got older, they actually gave it flavor.
Mm-hmm. They definitely do.
yeah,
When the raisins are all powdery,
yeah, because they're dried or something.
they
So
super
Jamal,
dry.
yes, I will double the batch and I will make sure that you don't want pecans.
If you can make a few without, I'm down to try your recipe as you make it. I'm sure
No,
they're
I'll
great.
make some without
Only
the
certain-
pecans for you, and then I will give you one of mine with the pecans, and you could try
That's
it.
cool.
But
There's just some cookies I'm cool.
You like
with
cranberries?
Yeah. I'm cool with cranberries. I'm cool with currants. I'm cool with raisins. I'm cool with all that. I'm
okay, then you're gonna get some
Be cool
brown
like
butter,
that.
cranberry, currant, pecan. No, you're not gonna get the pecans. I am oatmeal cookies because I'm making those today. So you guys know when it's winter or when it's cool, I constantly bake and cook like every day because the cold weather does something, right? And so last week, did I tell you guys about the butternut squash soup I made?
Mm-mm.
Baby, that blows Panera's out the water. I will never buy it at Panera again. And I love butternut squash soup, but I made it for the first time. You talking about good? So I have dinner because I got that panini food, but I will be making some cookies today. So I'll find you tomorrow or something, Jamal, because I'll make them probably this evening, and I'll find you and bring you the cookies or whatever because they're gonna be good.
I really appreciate
all that. Yeah, for sure. Brian, you want
Let
some
me
cookies?
know what you
too?
need.
Oh no, you don't like oatmeal. You like raisin.
No, I
Okay,
like
peanut
peanut butter.
Oh, I mean peanut butter. Okay. All right. Well, I'm done. I guess we're done for today, huh? Y'all was waiting on me to finish talking.
No, we weren't. It's
We were
Friday.
just-
I mean,
we
it's
just
just like a kickback day. What are you guys doing? Well, I can't say that because I don't want to eat too twice.
Oh, Jamal,
Mhm.
would you mind telling me what's happening this weekend? I know you just did the announcements, but I wasn't paying attention. I was doing some business.
Man, I feel so. I feel so. Listen,
Email her.
That's what I mean. Like, send me just
Yeah,
a
I
couple.
will.
I know the thing at Chris Oldham's block party thing.
Yeah.
And I know you, instead of having all of them, you just do stuff for the weekend now, which makes sense. So how many were there? How many slides were there? You know what?
There was at least 6 events that are happening this weekend.
Okay,
2
bring
on
the slides
Sunday.
back up, Jamal, but
There's
don't.
only 11.
Okay, bring the slides up and just click through them so I can see, but don't like go over them again. And I can see them. And then that way I'll know.
Why don't you just send them to her
That
on
too.
email?
I could do that.
Okay. Now where's
Yeah,
that?
there we go. That's Lake Street,
Yeah, that's at where is that?
Pasadena Community Job Center.
539.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know where that's
539 North Lake Avenue.
by Villa. Okay, next.
Free
No, I'm not
yoga.
doing that. Next. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Next.
That's on
Right.
Sunday.
Rebuild
That's
fair.
on
Not doing
Sunday.
that. Go
That's
ahead.
on Sunday. Why you even
This is-
ask if you ain't going to none of them?
This
No,
is-
because
everything
I
else
still
is
want to know.
Everything else is next week. This is Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And that's
so-
senior center. Okay, cool. Thank
And
you.
I'm check our community page as well.
Oh, because you
Yeah,
have
all this is next week. There's only like really 4 or 5 things.
I know, I'm
going on.
trifling. I'm so sorry, Jamal. I was talking about my brain was on the cookies and all that. So thank you. Appreciate you.
That's all right. I got a whole weekend of stuff. And it looks like it's overcast, so it looks like it might be a very good day for the block party tomorrow because
Very good day.
it's cool.
All right, we're gonna make this a habit. We're gonna end the
Show.
day
Pretty
with
good show. Is this us? Yes.
What, every
Yeah,
Friday?
this one in a long time.
I think we did it last Friday.
Oh, I popped off.
Did you ever
earlier.
send this to Marcus?
We gather together,
Yes.
we grow from the ashes, but there's so much more to be done. Our eyes in the sky, the news can be frightening, but our minds, they won't be overrun. I know, I
Popeye.
know, it's easier to talk about the things we need to change, but there ain't nothing more that you need to know. We're out to Dina Talks. We'll tell you where to go. When it's dark, there'll be a light for you from the start. We're out to Dina Talks through the fire. We'll be a guide for you at your side. We're out to Dina Talks. Now more than ever, we have to be clever with water, food, shelter, and love. It's hard to believe that our neighbors are in need, but they're the ones we're thinking of. I know, it's easier to talk about the things we need to change, but there ain't nothing more that you need to know. We're out to Dina Talks. We'll tell you where to go. When it's dark, we'll be a light for you from the start. We're out to Dina Talks through the fire. We'll be a guide for you at your side. We're out to Dina Talks. When it's dark, we'll be a light for you from the start. We're out to Dina Talks through the fire. We'll be a guide for you at your side. We're out to Dina
Get
Talks.
back on.
Through the fire, we'll be a guide for you at your side. At your side, we're out to Dina Talks.
Just had to do that.
We're out to Dina
Oof.
Talks.
That felt good.
It did. Have a happy weekend, everybody.
I
Yes.
felt it.
Indeed. Everybody, have a fabulous weekend. Hopefully, if we are at the same event, we'd love to see you. Otherwise, please, share with us what you did over the weekend when we come on Monday. That's it for me. I say peace. You gonna hit the button today, Tony?
Oh, yeah. Hold up. Let me go there without clicking us off somewhere else. All right.
Peace out.
Turn your volumes down for the whoosh because it's coming. Toodles.
Maybe.
I clicked it.